I was a kid. No parents, no home. Running messages and picking pockets to keep my ribs from meeting my spine. One night I saw a man. Folks just passed him by like he wasn't there. I thought he must have something valuable, so I snuck up on him and made a grab.
That's not for you.
Please, sir, I'm hungry. Don't tell the Hammers, I promise.
What is your name, boy?
Garrett.
You have talent, lad.
Let go of me, old man!
To see a keeper is not an easy thing, especially one who does not wish to be seen. We have a need for those as gifted as yourself. If you've grown tired of how you live, then follow me, and we will show you a different way.
Leave me alone!
As you wish.
I caught up with him just before he vanished into the crowd. It was the beginning of a very long education. Long area of winning was the crowd to the next van before just be them up with a cot.
Wish you as
leave me.
when different to you will show you alone fall and if you live how you hired a tyrone you've Alpha says you did gifts as though for need heaven we he seems to wish it was not who they want to expect anything easy and it's not per key to
Man me oh God let
and I'll have you
Garrett.
Boy, and yours, what it was.
Promise I hammers hell they don't hung I'm sir please.
You for not that's
grenaded him on a cup's not sizable stallion vetting some steps I must have thought there and this was like miles and patches folks and man saw snat at one and I spiting my meats for my rib I keep its hawking pumping pitches messaging men run home no transparent no it was a I
I have a simple job planned for this evening. Break into a guarded mansion, steal another fat nobleman's priceless trinket, and leave quietly. Lord Bafford is out of town, and rumor has it that the captain of his house guard went with him as a bodyguard. The time is ripe for a bit of burglary. The front gate of Lord Bafford's manor is always guarded, and the main street is far too exposed. But Cuddy tells me there's a better way in, around to the side, more out of the way. One guard, and likely no witnesses to complicate matters. The piece Cuddy wants is a scepter, silver, jewels, the usual adornments. It should command a high price. Bafford, like most of his kind, probably keeps his treasures on the top floor of the place, close to his heart, and far from his servants. No point in waiting. I have Cuddy's old sketches of the place, and everyone who's going to be asleep inside and sleep is going to be going who everyone's in place. The pictures of sketches old Cuddy have waiting no point. Servants from far and far to his host place a floor of flop on measures treasure heaps of the pride his gust of most like murdered laugher right I pry high end commission cement door the usuals the or silver after this is what the what's cut piece the advocate with competence and wittily like and guard one way the outer wide side the surround and way better tells me tell how do you dogs, but too far his street scenes in the minute guard was owners and Manford's Battlord gate of the front. Burglar a bit for his rhyme at the time. He got bodies of them, and with one guard, got his hat in a cap that the glass were had room on and out of his effort at Battlord. Why, we've linked and transless Priman's bubble not and another dealer. Man started by a gicking break. See for this plan, I'll just simple. I have a time to begin. I went to Cuddy's place to deliver the scepter, but Cuddy wasn't there. He'd been arrested by the Hammerites. Apparently they didn't approve of his occupation, and I doubt they approve of mine. So hopefully they'll never catch sight of me when I break him out of their prison. Which is what I'm going to do. They're holding Cuddy in a mining complex carved out of a quarry. The quarry's flooded, but the Hammers still work the top-level mines and have converted part of the complex into a penitentiary for those who violate their tenets. An associate of mine was confined there and has provided me with a map. It would be difficult to get in by way of the main gate, but there is another option. The mines break the surface of a hill south of the quarry. I'll drop into the mines and head for the prison, which will be found somewhere uphill and to the north. The Hammers don't venture into these lower mine levels because they're reputed to be haunted. I'd rather not have to do this job, but Cuddy's a reliable fence and I don't appreciate the Hammerites abducting him. And he owes me money for the Bafford job. Jefford a bet for the money he owes me and dites and I'm a heavy fish don't I consider fabble lies a real Cuddy but I'm not just this dude did not have an rather to daunty hunted computer rips there be couples and let my lower these into the chair and vest don't hammer the head north one known to the hill up where some mounds be filled which would prison the headphones and head into the drop I'll war of the Gothels hills of earth of the break lines of mountain option of another is there being give me the I would in to get all difficult be do would map them with me vita prove has been air and if I was fine of shit and that's 10 there lay who goes for the injury 10 pennant into a plug comma to the part invert and it's I will love top work Domer's hand but blood is flooring the or a out of our cars like in kind in a cutting colder there do going to I'm good watches in prison there but I'm not breaking at me one night of sarcasm never really hope so and I mother proof they're down and I action page you by his own of proven ability there apparent nights around the head by the student around he there wasn't any cutter except for this of delays display how do you think to I went
I was pissed at Cuddy for a good while after the prison debacle. But hey, you can't blame him for what the Hammers did to him. So I decided to go after that horn Felix talked about. Not like I had a whole lot of choice, really. The rent is due. And my landlord's even tougher than the Hammers. The map's pretty specific about where the entrance is. Too bad it's not as clear about where the horn is. Felix did some scrounging before he left, and his notes say the horn is in the tomb of some nobles, the Quintus family. Guess I'll just have to explore. Felix, always helpful, also said that the catacombs are supposed to be haunted. I think I'll go make some inquiries about where a heretic like me can get some holy water. Always go prepared. I had some money to spare after disposing of the horn, so it seemed time to invest in time to its horn to the hose and dispose after spinning to some. I had go away all water will wholesome gets you can make like to hair where devours and quakes and make up Handy hosted posts of poems at a cat said that sus all hope was hell with all like feel or explode after his hands on guess lay down to quake the no some of the twos in the horn they the say note in his left or leaf lunging outscried some looks to feel his horny where the about clear is not as added to bed to as it's entrance the outwig of Pacific's map the or some have than tougher than towards the end or land my do landed the realize chill out of the whole I had like a not about looks till I feel and that I have to go out of it so hands it dimmers at the hand for what him blame can't you can Hey, go out button, Chris, put it the left island. What good for Eddie? Cause his was in some new tools. Farkas is one of the few merchants willing to risk selling to an independent like me, and his prices are steep. But the other choice is to let one of the so-called city wardens give me orders and take a cut of my profits. They've been after me for years to join one of their stables, but I'm not interested. Maybe they'll get the idea and give up. More likely, they'll just ramp up the threats. Nothing I can't handle if I'm careful. And lucky. And my luck seems to have finally turned for the better.
I was contacted by a woman named Victoria. She claims to represent a client who was impressed by the way I took care of Ramirez, and now wants me to steal something for him. The target is a magical sword, owned by a nobleman and collector named Constantine. Little is known about Constantine except that he is an eccentric new face in the city, and mostly keeps to himself. Victoria says the sword will probably be on display, but it will be well protected by guards and security systems. She also security securities are good by detect pretty well will be, but it was done to be a probable pro. The sword says there is hard to I'm set to him to keep most of the city in this face who fick interests and it is he that accept entities on the kind of known little is Hans named Elector Clement and Woman by own or Soul's Magism good at heart the for him for some deals just wants me now and Ramir Ramir took the other one bus press him to lion on close and represents she or told came to the name I wanted by on towers up. The Ben for turn finally fun to a theme sucks I love and my fucking luck and careful kill final and thing I not rats threat the amp wrist logically a lot more up give and get idea I'll get maybe the interest out in unnoticeable able still than one of years for years for they've been it's off at my proud of my contact and order Neil Gibbons ward that he was called so one of the levels to choice the other but this is a surprise and it mean like end up doing telling to relations murder the few one of the Sismarcus tool to Justice mentioned that the guards are tough and organized, and the mansion is confusing to navigate in. The house was constructed recently, so I've had to piece together my own map from observation and hearsay. Sounds like the place is a bit of a maze. I guess if you're rich enough, you can build any sort of madhouse to live in. This is going to be a challenging job, but it'll pay better than the last few I've taken. As usual, the front entrance is heavily guarded, but I've managed to find another way in. Of course, once I've picked up the sword, I'll still have to worry about getting back out.
Garrett, it's Victoria. I trust you made it back alive. I made it. It's Victoria. Garrett.
About where he left till I source to stick to the ones and way enough and advised to have my but did garlic will have its internet for the fuel use again if TUS found later than they better pay but I'm judging how it's gonna be this is and lives to have met or any still that can buff each and every rigging is a main bit of it is a place like the bloodhouse. I sat here in an invasion survive some up from my own or my get these to the had I suddenly rested monstrous canals with the and again had as a few confiscation man and the I was gonna ignore off the tops or guard the benches of miss.
You've done well, Garrett. Come with me and bring the sword. There is someone you have to meet. It's time for the payment you've been promised.
Yes.
A refreshment, Mr. Garrett. I'm in the possession of a superior brandy that has the most restorative effect.
I prefer my payment in cash, not liquor, Mr.
My apologies. I've been watching you, Mr. Garrett, so closely, in fact, that I'm afraid I'd forgotten we haven't actually met yet. I am Constantine.
All this time I thought you were gonna pay me. You've brought me here to kill me?
But you have it all wrong, Mr. Garrett. Would it surprise you to know that it was I who hired you to steal my own sword? Yes. You see, Victoria and I are...
old associates.
Yes. You were being tested, do you understand? And I must say you more than live up to your reputation. You are quite an extraordinary thief.
Testing me? What is it you want from me, Constantine?
I am a collector, Mr. Garrett, but there are some items that are not available for purchase. They must be acquired using other means. In this case, the item in question would be best acquired by thieving. Not simple thieving, no. I need an artist like yourself.
What exactly is this item?
It is the gemstone called the Eye, for its unusual
appearance.
Yes. Kept hidden in the sealed cathedrals in the scented kept. Yes. You is for it. I called those messages that it made up.
This is exactly
circular. I need. No. Anything just nothing. The by aquastic belly would question the case this can be see the meaning use it why be it must just search for a lot of anonyms that might some are there and got still like my I
teens to come from what you what is it amazing tip
if anything I would draw extend quite you should take report you above the law you say must I understand as you want to testing will be you yes I and rhetoric yeah but so soon I owe must get you high who's on let it roll that you know you I pride so would stick on or rather don't you have
me killed to carry here me brought you me aim in a picture I thought time of this dog
I yet that you make sure that we hadn't forgot I did pray him a fact that a fatty and slow close so aghast you missing it and what I've been say let you up my
not a sham can even a paper matter from
if a stories toast them has that and a brand appears of position that was in the I'm at the garden instrument fresh riff
yeah
from demon pain for this time it to me after when you sent there or soaring the me I'm with well done you've
deep inside the halls of the scum Hammerites. Oh, but forgive me. You are, possibly, friendly with the Order of the Hammer.
No. Fanatics make unreliable friends.
Excellent. I am prepared to offer you quite a sum. 100,000 upon receipt of the eye.
I don't see how I can refuse such an offer.
Marvelous. Victoria can fill you in on all the particulars. And Mr. Garrett, the sword, keep it. You have earned it, but also, I believe you'll find it useful in your quest.
The eye that Constantine wants is in the abandoned cathedral of the Hammerites. The cathedral is located in a section of the city that was deserted years ago, after some kind of catastrophe. I've heard stories of the incident. Most are wild rumors about hordes of zombies and raging fires. Now that part of the city is walled off, and no one's allowed to go in. Not that many people would dare to in the first place. Maps of the area are easy to find in attics and old trunks, but like all of them, the one I've got is over 50 years old. I'll make my way through the ruins to the Hammerite Cathedral, and find a way inside. Once I get inside the cathedral, I'll have to locate the eye. Something tells me that this is not going to be easy, but for the amount I'm getting paid, I'm willing to take some serious risks. The Keepers have hidden the Talisman of Fire in a place they call the Lost City. Some kind of cataclysm buried the place underground ages ago. The Keepers have sealed the access to the city, a cleft in the river bottom near the east side. If the materials in the library are right, the strange stone I found can be used to open that seal. I've also got a map. It's so old the edges crumble in my hands. It shows the city, or at least how it was back then. I hope the old place hasn't changed much. Changed just how they play old hope. And then back was but what how these or city says the show it and hang and rumble cringes at the old so God also I've that's been the opposed to you can found I found strength right or rare lives and material if it's easier that you can buy river to the left cities of the sex and the seals of steepers the oh gosh, is a day round grass under the play the bear class had a kind of it insists all the cost they play in her higher fun of all is not town that hid per keep the serious and detailing. I'm hating come get on the about from but easy to be not good is not the same. The smells tell them I hate the low after the guidance against one and I say and when I don't fucking roll the right have to the one the road through away my oh years of the fizz oh god not one the world them all like but troubled at it and in I find the freeze area the absent this first from the two dare would be pizza men not and going about and no one all those walls city to this part of that there's higher fun aging rate than the odds of port to the room wilder most incidents the areas towards the traffic had kind of come to some after a good years it deserves to be the decision of section stated K low was defeat because rights are on a handle of leader with the and ban the absence and wanting to discard the
Getting the Talisman of Air will be an interesting challenge, but I'll need it if I want to get the eye for Constantine. It's well hidden inside the city's Hammer Temple, so I'll have to do some scouting around. Problem is, the place is fully active day and night. Not even I could stay undetected for very long. Well, they say that the best place to hide a letter is on the mantelpiece. With that in mind, I'll be going in by the front door, dressed as a Hammerite novice. That should be perfect since novices aren't allowed to speak while on the temple grounds. My contacts can get me a novice's pass to get me through the gate. Once inside, I'll be free to take my time, explore the place thoroughly, and find the talisman, as long as I don't do anything violent or get caught somewhere I shouldn't be. Because as the new arrival, I'll be the first person they'll suspect if anything goes wrong.
With the talismans, I'll be able to break the wards on the cathedral. It's time for me to retrieve the eye and bring it to Constantine. Last time I was here, the eye was inside, in plain sight on the main altar. I just have to grab it and leave. But that won't necessarily be easy if the place is as haunted as it looked before. So if things get tough, there is another way out. Through the gate in the cloister, behind the cathedral. The sooner this ordeal is over with, the better. When I get paid for this job, I'm gonna retire in style. Last time I'm gonna job this for pay. I get up or bet with overbill is a deal or this sooner the behind deploying the gate through the now other was there is to get things off or before look at us on to say this is play see if he's be early there's a song that one but the Lee and Abbott to grab I just alter you know the made a science play in I was in I with the here see I was my time last teased and concrete didn't bring I the tree reach me time for it's drove to feel like birds on war break for to be a hobbit man all is taught with it. And the first for the from people of right who are the new as because he be good I sure where so gods had forget or and if I'm thing and he's doing it on as long as smile at the time fun and the earliest the play floor next I'm time might take free to feed up guidance once 8 to get through the get me to passes obviously and nothing get X contact I can't temp on the smile equal speed on the lazar of his nonsense strict perfume should that some of us night remember has as to dread or don't front of the fin by going big down mind and that with his piano in the misonder allied to place to the bed say that they well all very very protected and it's like even 8 9 8 actually I believe this place is the limit problem on now a rig out and do so have to so temper does handy the sign in hidden well it's teens and tons for guide the wanting to find it in knowledge but Alan chasing to inch be in there will aim and all is not hitting the
I can't tell you how pleased I am with you, Mr. Garrett. I simply can't find the words, but perhaps Victoria can help me in that regard. She has such a way with them.
Yes, we are both so very pleased.
Victoria?
Even though the eye is defective.
What?
Victoria is quite right, Mr. Garrett. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but this eye is completely blind.
It's a rock. It's what you asked for. Am I gonna get paid or not?
Of course. Victoria, are you prepared to give Mr. Garrett his compensation?
Bow to the woodsy lord, and offer up your flesh eye so that his eye of stone may see, man-fool. Bids he then the spruces to singer him an anthems, and the woodsy lord binders them fleshes to stone.
Did you think those ancient phrases were mere words, man-fool? Look at me! I am the woodsy lord, the trickster of legend. If you be thirsty, flesh thing, drink of me. If you be hungry, then feed, for I am the honey maker and the judgeberry.
He am the leaf that feeders on the fleshed ones, thems that calls themselves builders, and wielded up a hammers against him.
My poor Mr. Garrett, you will not live to see the sprawling glory of it. Your sacrifice is not yet complete. Mine lilacs and mine thistleades must feed, and I? Stands he then in the green's infested maw, and speeds out his judgments upon the weeps and writhing manfools. We know what happens to the judges beyond visions. The best of things in agreement in heavy days and that's these much ways of this thing us and alignment. To read come get not just fight from shadows. We are blowing us from the seas. It will make you a gas to a whole night.
Ten scans as a gamma habit I build it with endless builders build house and all them. I wash it like a was on either feed it fever and get here. Just she's black emperors I'm the bard they would know and him singer was then he beats and man these on me don't eyes of the slash up let your drop off and or they would so to the
mission something is our guest to get Mr. Prepare you are to of
another petting at my port for fast you it's what Russ are
my bluntly please come to eyes off this for great unsounding to stone I got to garristate microsquare storage big
what
active is I the though and
alright to the
there those both we are yeah
with way Joe such she I'd got in that in hell or to abstract but were the one fine handling simps I arrogant to do miss with yam is to leave out and you can check it
Yes.
Since you left us, you have been a stone rolling downhill. Now you must aim this remarkable momentum. It is past time for the balance to shift.
They come. What? Wait!
The trickster will not forgive you for doing what he could not. Nor, I trust, will you forgive us.
Keepers. Looks like I better get moving, or whatever those things are will waste a perfectly good rescue.
was not the way things were supposed to go. Constantine has the eye, and my eye, and I doubt he has anything wholesome planned for it. The trickster is real after all. I don't think anyone but those crazy hammers really believed in the old gods. Those crazy hammers. You know, it wouldn't hurt to have a few dozen heavily armed fanatics on my side just about now. If I drop by their temple and explain things, maybe they'll be so distracted by the trickster's return that they'll forget to hold a grudge. And even if they don't, I know how to get out of Crag's Cleft prison already. After Crag gotta go. I know. I don't think even if any judge growled to forget that turn Richard's tricked by the acted stride to disobey though things to link split ample by the drop but no not about just ice and mocks on attic and flea are hebbles and hell you deaf you have heard wouldn't know it you know Mer's ham easy phrase the odd go the old to the legally British remember hazy could those one beginning I don't after real is rooster tricks that and plans holding anything that he has doubt and I as the inhabitant constant although to dispose of things will think way though not was this good, perfectly perfect step away. I'll take this, whatever you move it, better. I got this very key.
I forgive you, will trust you, alright. No good, he going what do you give a one next to the trick?
Wait, what? Can't be.
If to shunst balance for the times past is the moment will remark from this aim must tell you now. Ill down hailing on stubbornness of you that you lessons.
Yes, yeah.
Here.
Through this power. Here, look.
This is it. The Hammers say they've received word that Constantine's descended into his realm to perform a ritual with the eye. The Hammers have built me a booby-trapped counterfeit eye. If I can swap it for the real thing, it should cause him some trouble. If he doesn't notice me. I've never robbed a god before. It'd be a challenge. I was going to pay Lord Randall and his vase collection a visit, but the Downwind Thieves Guild beat me to the score. Word is that they haven't divvied the booty yet. Apparently their leaders, Donald and Reuben, are arguing over the prized sapphire vase. Sounds like they could use a third party to settle their disagreement. Since I'm no mediator, I'll just steal the vase from them. They'll be so busy blaming each other, no one will suspect an outsider. The Downwinders run a gambling den called the Overlord's Fancy, which operates under a nearby restaurant. The guild's hideout is beneath the casino. I have a rough map of the complex I got from sources from the inside. Once I'm in the Overlord's Fancy, I'll have to search for the secret entrance to the hideout. I have to be careful. The Downwinders know me all too well. If they catch sight of me, they'll know who took the vase. Assuming they don't just kill me for trespassing. Finding the vase may prove difficult since I have no idea where it is. Should be a hot topic of conversation among the Downwinders. Maybe I'll be lucky enough to overhear where they're stashing it. Time to time. Stashing it, dash a stick where they're here, where he'll to enough lucky will be up. Here's when down the den among nation for said convict of top hot be a shit. As it is where do I don't know have since assaults for to prove may basing the vending fine. As Pat trust me film just don't they doing soup. They say vet who will know they'll need that of catch if they well to all to me almost no under on the careful care have to it out the hot to enter the credit search for the serftal has a advanced fibrilary over in the one side I saw in from this swords from God's I complex cop of the man rough ever now seen because the needs been out at Heidels the guild best I run your during some bridge up with the ants face swords were low called and condemned again running unders and went down silence and I suppose one will know other each naming blizzy so they'll be from these fields just soldier no I'm the greatest signal they're settled just hard that there's you they could like the sound a survey after the size pro over the argue and who but roll on years lead their early apparent yeah the booby the dim heavens that they is word or school to this meet field is give the win on that but there's an election class is villain and Lord Payne's going I was never there's no doesn't he fit it Compton trim sauce good I feel the rip for twackins if I fit under count I try to eat a good meals of bimmers ham I got the which were a reformer perfect home round was into the sentence to teens and the core they've received they were hammered that this oh well a living. The Talisman of Earth is guarded by a foreign magus sect known as the Hand Brotherhood. They reside in a compound of huge towers where they practice their arts of earth, air, fire, and water. The talisman is likely kept in the Earth Tower, but there's little chance it'll be that simple.
No doubt the talisman is heavily guarded and probably protected by magic. But mages love to write everything down. I don't know everything. Every write to love is made, but magic man by active protectively double printed. Already good heaven is always the doubt. No, simply that little pencil little there's how with earth in the chemically unslus metal the water, air, fire, air, earth, earths are there practically where our huge to huge compound kite in his eye they but their brand has the honest and exact sage and for a fact but art is earth, urban of all as a top. Should stumble on something useful about their precious trinket. I bribed some servants to get me a map of the common grounds, best I could do since only the mages are allowed in the towers. I'll enter the courtyard just outside the central keep entrance. Once inside, I'll need to move quickly to find the talisman. I wouldn't last long in a fight against the mages. The keepers stashed the talisman of water in a series of hidden caverns located deep below the city. According to their map, I'll find it in a shrine located in the lowest cavern. I don't expect to run into anything too threatening other than a few venomous spiders. However, the map does contain this note. Stand not against us, lest you feel the sting of ignorance's barbs. Sounds like keeper talk for we've rigged the place. An informant of mine, Geary, made a home for himself in these caverns after he lost his job tending the ticket counter of a nearby opera house. He should know these caverns better than anyone, so I'll pay him a visit to see if he has any useful information for me. For Maitland was for using it as a him so on any further than his better average he should house or hop by nearby nerve count the tending up to justice log after his average given themselves for him home to home me here behind my normative form and in place the plague we've or for awkward to keep like unless our bosses during big of days will the feel you less stuff against not and stands. No, this name can tell the maver the however might spam and venue another thing I'd never threat to anything to run into expect on it. Never can was to low in the weighted locane run a shit and find buff map they're moving to the court. So the below deviated locations have can hidden of series and a slaughter wandsman of all his top stairs deeper the fighting a long slow land wouldn't
my Holland to find a blade quick move needed all night on sunset. One turn band key control the sides out just a yard quarter the or is how that allows our agent them's only sin to do like doesn't sound grand hum of the cap and me to get rinse from serbs I brought it gets trash there about the full of some something uncivil lump dump said
You've won.
I think I've got my eye back.
Yet, still, you are blind.
If you hadn't noticed, I just saved the world, yourself included.
As we knew you would, as it had to be.
Now I remember why I left the Keepers.
And I remember why we let you go.
What do you want from me? Have you come to congratulate me? Welcome me back to the fold?
Very well. I will speak my piece plainly. You have accomplished that which was written, and yes, you've done it well. But there is no place for you with us any longer. Yet you will have a great need of us, and soon.
I don't think so. I'm through with heroics, and with your kind as well.
You cannot run from life as you did from us, Garrett. Life has a way of finding you, no matter how artistic a sneak you are. Listen, there is a book that you were not made aware of. I am here to tell you that it would be wise for you to read it now, if you can still read hieroglyphs.
I do try to forget, but you Keepers leave them everywhere for me.
Yes, you have more friends than you know.
Tell my friends that I don't need their secret book, or their glyph warnings, or their messengers. Tell them I'm through. Tell them it's over. Tell them Garrett is done.
I will tell them this. Nothing has changed. All is as it was written. The trickster is dead. Beware the dawn of the Metal Age. Of them undone that where be dead is extra trick and was visible as all changed nothing up this them tell I will
does get them for it's tell them to Ruth my tell them to just mess with their orings and warn for glitter or book see their need I don't hands for my
now onions the friend more have you yes yeah
me from where everybody them's leaper Cupid you get it for trying to do I clever Tyree still can now I did to review your eyes what be it with you that tell you to him here I what may not know that you book there is a listen you will sneak to get to out of how you finding if I as a wife Garrett from did his life and from run out can you oh when does I cut your with you so I brought her with through them so think something soon and plus need of eating will hide you only loss and with a use place opens at the well when it we've done SDN and written which was that willish comp to have you plainly might be big moose well very well old fault to the back of me up way late magic and grum to be made from you what do you go to get a willow I remember and sleeper left I remember him now to be had as you as food and cloth your older word the safe side just noted and you had if you
I'm blow up, you ill stick. Yeah, I bet I'm going to one you think.